Hi guys, welcome back to the final part of my first project of the year for ID Practice 3, which is growing furniture and structures. So I'm just going to quickly browse through a few images that I kept from the first few videos and presentations, which I thought were most important, such as fixtures and fasteners, wood and steel structural connections. A few of these I have actually taken inspiration from, especially this slide here where I took inspiration from these type of gazebos and pergola type structures, as you'll see further on in the presentation. Then we move on to the ideation phase. I kept the three most important pages of this presentation for this part of the presentation, such as this one, as well as this one, even though I didn't use it in the final inspiration. And this one here, where I actually developed this idea of this bench that uses singular planks and two supports on either side, and this making use of this joint right here. Then we move on to the development, which is the part that is new to this presentation. In this part of the development, I have done some advanced markup developments such as scale 1 to 2 and 1 to 5. Over here, I basically did a cross section or a small section of the bench that I'd like to create in the final prototype. And this, as you can see, is the zoomed in part of the joinery, which will be used for either side of the bench. This was an idea that I didn't follow through with, as it didn't really make use of wood that much. And this is the pergola roof, which I further developed and took inspiration from this image right here. Then we're going to move on to CAD development. As you can see, this is the small scale structure part development. Over here we have the base plate or the joinery. This is the leg frame that joins into this base plate for support. Then the single pine plank, which you can see over here, each segment of 3 is made up of 3 segments of a single pine plank, which creates the actual bench. Then we can see over here how the leg frame joins into the base plate using 2 fasteners, some washers and some nuts. Then over here we have the small scale structure renders. This is the final render of the bench. I was quite happy with how that came out. And then just for some context, I have placed the bench in front of the Bunting Road campus waiting area. Thought it might be a bit interesting to place it over there. And we move on to the large scale structure part development. This is the steel square tubing, which we used as the frame or legs. Then the joint where the legs go into, as seen over here. And a single pine plank that when multiple are used creates a shaded pergola type structure. This is the final render for the large scale structure renders of the pergola, and I placed the pergola into a more natural growing environment type area. And in the final slide we have final product render of both small scale and large scale products together in the growing environment and placed as a family of structures. Thank you for watching this presentation. Hope you enjoyed it.